Hey guys, it's Nostal-Gi-Oh here, back with some more Master Duel content. And you guys have been loving the virtual world videos, so we're back with another virtual world video. I played a bunch of ranked yesterday in Platinum. I'm up to Plat 3 now, which is pretty good. And yeah, I have a lot of virtual world virtual world combo replays that I wanted to show off because a lot of people are, still confused on this deck, like how to combo and really what like end boards and stuff to make with virtual world Master Duel. So I decided, hey, let's go ahead and just do a combo video. I have some replays and I'm just gonna watch them. They're from yesterday, so they're new. I'm gonna play them and I'm just gonna narrate over pretty much what I'm doing. And yeah, that way you can get a good visual of what the deck really does. So also, of course, deck list will be in the description down below. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. It really does make a big difference. Also, if you want to support the channel directly and like TCG Player, I do have a TCG Player link. That'll be in the description as well. Anyway, let's get into the actual video. So alright, so here's here's our replay. So we can't see our opponent's starting hand, which kind of sucks because I don't remember all these games exactly, but our starting hand's not bad. We do have a lot of combo. Like all of these cards contribute to combo, and Ash is an out for Max C. So this hand should allow me to play the game, even through a Max C. Now if they have other hand traps, then so be it. But at least like this way we get through the Max C, which is it's a pretty big deal. So we're gonna start off with an E-Telly, get the Nyan Nyan out of the deck, which is a good way of doing this. We set the Lulu up here, and we sent the Queen Long to search another monster, and then we're going to search this trap that we can discard off of the Queen Long to continue playing, and then with that trap we can discard the Chuchi, so you essentially just have a lot of free material to work with. So with the Qinglong, we go ahead and search the Lao Lao, because once these two are off field from like a simple synchro here, Lao Lao just does everything in the world. So we're going to summon Lili first, that way we guarantee have a virtual world monster on the field. Or just access to a virtual world card. Then we sent the Queen Long and sent the Chuchi. Now this is a little weird because when I banished this, I was gonna discard the Chuchi, but we'll draw a couple more cards here potentially. So sending the Chuchi, it was fine. Chuchi, if you don't know, banish it from the graveyard, increase or decrease virtual world's level by 3, so it makes VFD super easy. It just makes plays happen really easily. So we're going to link or sync those two off, the Nyan Nyan and the Lulu, into a Charge Warrior probably. Charge Warrior, get a draw, and we could have summoned the Coral and then just gone right into the Zolkin here. Put the Zolkin here, set the Chuchi, and then we'd get a Crystal Wing. That would be great as long as we can continue playing, and we can keep playing with this hand. So that would be good, but we do have to have a Virtual World card on the field, so we would have to then do the Shan Wu play a little early, so it'd be kind of weird. So I went ahead and Lao Lao'd here, brought back Lulu, and then trigger Nyan Nyan to bring back as a tuner. And then we go for the Zolkin play, set the Chuchi, bring out the Crystal Wing, and then we go for a Shen Shen most likely. Let's see it. Gotham's. Okay, so I'm going all in here. So we make Gotham's, which is the Rip 1 play. So Gotham's contribute itself to make my opponent rip 1 random card. We hit an Eldlich, which actually sucks because that lets them banish and float into a trap on our turn, which is pretty sucks. So yeah, basically it was a 0 discard thing, but now I know that my opponent's on Eldlich, which means, do I even care to go for a VFD? Yeah, probably still could, because Golden Lord is good for VFD. It's powerful still, but we don't have to. So what I did here instead is make Shen Shen. I could have made VFD with this hand, or with the rest of my cards. Right, what was my last play? Could have made, yeah, we could have just made Cloud Castle. Cloud Castle brought back the Gotham's, overlay for VFD. Instead, I went for a Shen Shen because against Eldlich, Shen Shen's really good. It makes all their traps not float. If they're still, if they go, if they don't pop the Shen Shen, they have to out the Shen Shen. And with the Crystal Wing, we have 1 negate. So they have to out Shen Shen through 1 negate with a monster effect. It's just not happening. And then we also have set Chuchi here with 3 banished, which means that we can trigger Chuchi. So this end board ends on Crystal Wing, Shen Shen, and a Chuchi, when it could have been Crystal Wing, Chuchi, VFD as well. So either of those routes could have been great, but since I saw my opponent was on Eldlich, we went for the Shen Shen instead. It's pretty powerful. And then in the graveyard, we do have a Qinglong and a Chu-Chi and another Qinglong. One Qinglong for follow-up and a Chu-Chi to continue playing next turn. So a very, very solid turn 1. And we didn't activate GG, so we don't get to add one back, but it's still really, really big. So we have the Crystal Wing, Chu-Chi, and Ash for interrupts, and then we also have an on-field Macro Cosmos. So a really, really strong turn 1, and this could have been VFD instead. But we went for this play, and it's pretty good. 3 interrupts, Macro Cosmos on field, and follow-up. Very, very powerful play. So my opponent, of course, is going to end phase, set the Halquero right from their deck by floating with the Eldlich. But let's see where they really go with this hand. So he's going to go the Cursed Eldland right off bat. I'm going to go ahead and Chu-Chi pop that, get that out of there, because I just don't want the Golden Lord in circulation. Because once it uses the on-field or the discard effect to pop, it would bait my Crystal Wing, and that would suck. So my opponent does actually have the Golden Lord already in their hand. They're going to discard it to pop the Crystal Wing, force the monster negate here, and Crystal Wing's just going to go ahead and say, yeah, okay, we'll negate that, whatever. But the cool thing here to note is that Golden Lord, in the graveyard, you can send one spell or trap you control to the graveyard. You can't do that physically with Shen Shen. So now that he tried to pop this, and I negated it, he can't float back. So now he only has these 3 cards to work with, and of course he can banish this to float into an Eldlich Sanguine on the end phase. But still, that means he's only working with like 4 traps. And we have an Ash for the Eldlich. Like, it's definitely looking good for me now. That's going to go ahead and negate. Boom. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. My opponent's going to set and then realize the game has been basically set. So that's the game. That was our first turn combo. It was really good. So next we have this one against Troxix. This one, as you can see, has 5 turns, so it's not quite only a combo, but it's both players probably have a solid back and forth, not a super long back and forth. Like I said, these were yesterday. I don't remember the exact games, but I do remember like basically how they went once we get into the game. So, all right, let's see the hand. So, starting hands, I don't remember who's first. Who's first? Okay, I'm first. So my starting hand is Qinglong, Droplet, Called By, Lulu, and Ash, which is not a crazy hand because we get to start with Lulu, Qinglong, which isn't bad, but this hand would die to 1 interrupt. We do have Called By, so it doesn't just die to an interrupt. But if my opponent Ash the Lulu and I have to Called By, that would be unfortunate. But they would usually max C first. So if they Ash the Lulu, that means that's likely their only thing, unless they have like Nib or Droll or something weird in hand too. But it's pretty safe. We have Called By to out their 1 out, and then Lulu and Qinglong to keep playing. So let's see exactly where I can go with just the 1 name in hand. So we go for the Lulu effect right off bat. My opponent does have an Ash, but I do have the Called By, like I said, and we're going to activate that because if not, it would be, set Droplets pass. So Called By is going to let us go ahead and play the game here. I like playing the game. That's why I'm playing the game. Okay, Lulu is going to go ahead and send Shanwu and then search a monster. We're going to get GG, which is interesting here. My opponent has Imperm. Now, let's talk about this for 1 second. This is an idiot play. My opponent doesn't know how to play through this hand. Like, my opponent doesn't know how to play Virtual World. I'll play against Virtual World, obviously, because he just Impermed this for no reason, right? Because I'm going to summon GG now and make a Stardust charge, and if he Impermed that, it still wouldn't be the optimal place to Imperm, but it would be better because it would be denying me something. Imperm does literally nothing here. Literally does nothing. So I don't know why my opponent did it, but I'm okay with it. It does kind of suck for the purpose of the video, but we're still comboing. Just honestly imagine he didn't have the Imperm because it was a waste of a card. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and GG on the Lulu, send the Qinglong. Now we have an additional monster, a good follow-up play if we want to, but I'm not going to end there. We go Stardust Charge, draw a free card. Probably going to be a discard for Qinglong. I think it is. We're going to go ahead and search the Lao Lao and discard the Nian Yan. Lao Lao is going to summon back a monster, and the Nian Yan is going to summon itself. We dump the Chu-Chi with the Lao Lao, which is really, really powerful. Bring back the GG, and then the Nian Yan comes back as well. We're going to go ahead and synchro summon those 2 together into a Gothams, and I'm going for the... So, let me explain something else. So, in my one video, I talked about how the Gothams play is really, really solid. The Gothams play is weird. The Gothams play, the Shen Shen Crocodile into VFD is a little stronger a lot of the time. Because with the Gothams play, you still have to make 2 different rank 9s. Just the one brings it back. Both plays need 2 rank 9s to make a VFD, and 2 level 9 synchros to make a rank 9. That's what I meant to say. And Shen Shen gives you play the next turn, you just summon it back, and Crocodile gives you a draw, so that play gives you essentially like 2 cards the next turn, when Gotham's only rips the 1. But here's the thing, is if they do 1 to 2 hand traps, and then Gotham's, it has the chance of ripping the droplet from their hand for the VFD and stuff like that. So if they do 1 to 2 hand traps and you can still make VFD, I like to go for the Gotham's play. But if they didn't use any hand traps, I like to go for the Shen Shen Crocodile play, because they already have like 5 cards. I'm not going to hit the droplets. They're going to draw to 6. They're going to draw to 5 after I rip 1. It just isn't as impactful. But if I Gotham's them while they only have 3 cards in hand, they have nothing at all for the next turn. It's really good. As you see here, we ripped a Revolt, which that's like unbelievably strong. So they really have nothing. Like on this turn 1, they really have almost nothing. They have 2 cards left in hand. They'll draw to 3 to out of VFD. I don't think so. I don't think you're getting there. So anyway, we make Cloud Castle with the remaining 2. Summon back the Gotham's and overlay for a VFD. We have VFD, set droplets, Ash in hand, and Gigi's gonna go ahead and add us a follow-up play back to the hand, which is the Lululemon. That card's crazy. You know, it searches a monster, so it's fantastic. I go ahead and draw phase VFD. I'm a early game VFD stan. I like it. I don't know if it's right or wrong. And then there I called Wind, expecting it to maybe be the bird up deck. I wanted to cut off the Barrel Canary, but that's less popular here in Master Duel. It's more popular in TCG, and my TCG player brain said, hey, call Wind. I should call probably Fire, right? That's what Fractal is. Goes ahead and searches Fractal, and Fractal is Fire, and he can still activate that in hand, and then he can activate Kit. So yeah, we should have definitely called something else. But yeah, he's gonna go ahead and Feather Duster, get rid of the droplets, whatever. That's not a big deal. And send the Kit. Kit sends Nerval, but Nerval is a Wind, so he can't really do anything off of that. So he still just passes. Now I have 2 Ash and a Lulu and a Qinglong to play the game. I go ahead and Qinglong, and he actually has the Ash, which is a little upsetting because now I can't really play. So we do have a Sean Wu, I believe, right? Yeah, we do. So I go ahead and banish Sean Wu to special back the GG, so I do get to play still. Doesn't matter. We discard the second Ash because it doesn't matter. Send the Qinglong and search a Chuchi. Just want to have that for the next turn. It's pretty good. Gonna go ahead and raise this level by 3 and make a Shen Shen? Probably. Yep, it is Shen Shen. So we're making Shen Shen True King. This is not game, but I have a VFD in Shen Shen, Ash, and Chuchi next turn. There's 0 chance my opponent can win off of no cards through the VFD, Chuchi, Shen Shen, Ash. There's just not a chance that my opponent can win this game at this point. With 1 card under VFD, yeah, he passes again. So then we just attack for game, and the game's over. I could Desires and do all this stuff, but I'm not cruel. I'm going to just end the game. Easy as pie. So that's, you know, playing through a couple interrupts. Now, if my opponent had impermed the VFD the following turn, I'm not playing around the imperm. I'm playing around, I don't know really why. Standby is better. I probably shouldn't do standby, but my opponent gets to activate an effect. If you don't do it on standby, you chain the VFD, and then, yeah, I don't like it personally. I just like to just drop it standby phase. But my opponent actually had imperm. They actually had imperm and used it like a buffoon. But if they didn't use it like a buffoon and saved it for the VFD, I would have had to droplets if he committed something to the board to pop it. Because I didn't have I did have the Chuchi live on turn 1, right? Wait, did I have the Chuchi live on turn 1? No, I didn't have Chuchi live. It was Qinglong and a set droplet. So if my opponent impermed, he would have had a turn. They would have had a turn, and they misplayed, and that's on them. But my combo is still valid. Anyway, third video for the day, third combo video. This one, as you can see, had very little turns as well, which means the game was just decided very quickly. That's all of these. I wasn't going to show off games here. I wanted to show off more combos and what the deck can really do. So here, as you can see, I don't have an out to max C. I don't remember. Am I going first? Yes, I am going first. So we go ahead and I don't have a max C out. So if my opponent max Cs, it would be bad. And I don't remember if this... Oh, I do remember this game, actually. So this is a game. My opponent plays a weird card that we're going to sub out for Max C in my head here. So this play is a really good play under Max C. It only gives them one additional card. It gives them 2 draws. So they'll be at 7 cards after their draw for turn. But it ends on Chuchi Shen Shen with a hand trap. So I figure this is still a good route to go to, even if you get stopped. So we go for the Lili here. Oh wait, is this the wrong hand? Never mind. This is the play. This isn't the game I was thinking of. Okay, so we're just gonna regular combo here. Yeah, we're just gonna regular combo. Combo up to a Shen Shen right instantly. Boom, there's your Shen Shen. Qing Long's gonna go ahead and search us a Lao Lao. Discard the Qing Long probably. Yep, discard the second one. We're gonna go ahead and for a Lao Lao into the monster, send Shan Wu, and special summon back the Lulu, and then Yan Yan's gonna trigger, and special summon itself back as well. We have a lot of tuners now, but GG comes out as a non-tuner, which is a bit of a saving grace here, because, yeah, otherwise we're not really doing that much. We go for the Krakenall play here. Like I said, I don't like going for the Gotham's play when we're just ripping one card from their hand, because odds are we're not going to hit something good. We play against Tri-Brigade, we're going to hit a Tri-Brigade monster that just does, plays the game. And then when we play against a Eldlich deck, they just discard a card that floats. So it doesn't really do anything into a 5-card hand. If they do 1 or 2 hand traps before you go into the rank 9 VFD play, then going for the Gotham's could be good, because then you're hitting like relevant cards. So we go Krakenall, draw a card, E-Telly actually, which is really big because we can summon a non-tuner and continue to play the game past the VFD. So that's pretty crazy. We can easily end on a VFD plus the Shen Shen here, which I think is what we're going for. Yeah, we'll go ahead and summon the charge out here, draw a card, and then sync that with the Lulu. We're going to go ahead and Yan Yan effect, put the Qing Long back. We might as well, because we have over 2 for Chuchi anyway. And next turn we won't have any qualms getting to it. And I actually drew an Ash off of the Charge Warrior, which is crazy, because we weren't going to we didn't need any more discard fodder for any more effects. We could do it for Shan Wu if we wanted to, but we're ending on VFD Chuchi Shen Shen with 2 hand traps, so that's like optimal. Like that's really, really strong anyway. I'm going to go ahead and raise its level by 3, and actually going to overlay. So not going for the Shen Shen play, we're actually going to make a Ptolemy M7. Now this play is a cool play, but a kind of weird play here. I think the Shen Shen, in retrospect, I think the Shen Shen would have been stronger. The M7 is, it's really the best play for M7 is if you had to discard a hand trap for, to play combo earlier. And we didn't do that. So really we're just adding back this Lili this turn, and then detaching Lulu, and then adding the Lulu back off GG. So this gives us a million follow-up. I wouldn't make this play I definitely wouldn't make this play if I didn't have 2 hand traps and the Chuchi and VFD live. But because of the 2 hand traps, we already have so many interrupts, and the Chuchi with the VFD Chuchi, it's really all combo needs, or all this combo needs anyway, because it plays around droplets typically. So yeah, this play is so powerful that this giving back the double follow-up more than just GG, it seems worth it to me. And in retrospect, it was really strong, but I think the Shen Shen play would have just been better. Add back Lili with the M7, and then end phase off of GG, add back Lulu. Now our hand is insane. 2 follow-up plays with the Chuchi, so like you don't even have to commit anything to board before playing the card game. And these cards are really good. We also have Shan Wu engrave and a Qing Long. So literal infinite follow-up. Like they could stop my VFD and play and have a board, and I could still play through it. And like that's with double hand traps and the Chuchi VFD. And like my opponent's not breaking this board. They didn't have an out for VFD here, as you could see. I always call light, by the way. I don't know if light's the right thing to call, but it stops the Eldlich stuff. So I think it's the right thing to call. I don't know though. Like blind VFD on standby, I don't know. I think light's right, but I don't know. And yeah, he's playing Evil Twin. He just summons a guy and then realizes, oh wait, VFD is a cracked card. So then he scoops. But yeah, I mean that's still combo. We went VFD, Chuchi, 2 hand traps, infinite follow up from the M7. So it could have been a Shen Shen, but we went for the infinite follow up play anyway. So that is really all I have for the video today. That's really all we got for the video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Do all that stuff. Virtual World deck is crazy. join the Discord, support the channel through the TCG player link, do all that stuff. Have a good week. Goodbye.